Welcome, educators. I appreciate the opportunity to present National Geographic Learning's World History. World History is a middle school history program that matches content rigor and richness with accessibility for all students. This program connects historical events to students' lives today and promotes empathy, tolerance, and understanding for all people while emphasizing student engagement, empowerment, and active citizenship. As you think about teaching social studies in your classroom, I want you to close your eyes and think back for a moment to when you studied social studies in middle school. Think back to the book you used as a student. Do you remember it? Many of us don't, which means it wasn't engaging. Did you like it? Many of us didn't, which means it wasn't relevant to us and we didn't make any meaningful connections. Well, what if I told you you could teach social studies like this?
Okay, release.
Wow, it's incredible. I love it.
Every person can make a difference. The world needs a lot more conservationists and a lot more scientists.
We think we know this place, but we don't. We think we understand how things work, but we don't. That's why exploration is so fundamentally important.
It's about telling a story that resonates with all sorts of people all over the world.
Charles, it's the elation that you get by saving a life.
You're not that much older.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I can't feel my fingers. It doesn't matter how my face stings and feels like it's getting sandblasted. It matters that somebody else can feel that by looking at a picture.
The most important message is that every individual matters, and every individual makes a difference every day.
Many of you may have been excited when you heard National Geographic because you remember the engaging experiences that you had as a curious learner. Maybe it was the photographs, the maps, and the knowledge you gained from interacting with National Geographic. At National Geographic Learning, we bring 130 years of National Geographic experience into learning through the resources you engage with when you adopt us. Through content woven into the program or through live in our virtual events, we embrace the mission of National Geographic so that you can share these experiences with your students. What you also are going to see and are looking for, because we are partnered with Cengage, is the innovation many of you have come to know from Cengage and the approach we take with our digital learning solutions. So educators have inspiring resources to engage their students and customize their classroom. Whether you are digital first or just starting to incorporate digital into your daily instruction, our platforms are easy to use, easy to assess, and easy to inform. Finally, we know this process to select new materials is a journey, and I'll be here with you on this journey. But it's more than just me. It's a team to support you with digital onboarding, best practices through our talented author teams and National Geographic explorers. Let's dive into how we would like to partner with you to bring the world into the classroom. Your student components consist of a print student edition available in both English and Spanish, digital resources, including a student edition located on our digital learning solution, MyNG Connect, and students also have both a print and digital version of their field journal. Honing critical thinking skills is so important in a history program. You need flexible and accessible content. The field journal is designed to do just that in a consumable workbook. Your students can work in these journals alongside their books or complete their work in the digital version of the workbook as well. As a teacher, the only resources you need to keep track of are your print teacher's annotated edition, and this is also available as a digital teacher's edition through our digital learning solution, MyNG Connect, and includes strategies for differentiation. World history was built on 3 key principles. It focuses on student-centered learning through inquiry and storytelling. It empowers students to see their place in the tapestry of world history, creating agency. And it provides accessible, rigorous content to engage and motivate all students. We believe in the power of storytelling. Each unit in this book opens and closes with a National Geographic explorer discussing the content presented in the unit and explaining his or her own related work in the field. Within the Student e-edition, you can watch video footage of each unit explorer on location to expand and enhance your world history learning experience. Our National Geographic explorers act as role models. Our 2-page National Geographic Explorer lessons relate the research our explorers are conducting in the field to the content our students are learning. Here, explorer Christine Lee explores the diverse cultures of China. Are you concerned with progress monitoring? We've got you covered through the review and assess formative assessments built into our Explorer lessons. These 2-page lessons enable students to read and think about their contributions to the scientific and historical record. Students will hear from anthropologists, geneticists, photographers, educators, writers, and more. Our storytelling extends beyond books. It takes students into the lives of real explorers and engages students in the learning process. Our National Geographic explorers provide their own firsthand stories, documenting their research in relation to the subject matter that students are learning. World history offers a variety of options for inquiry and project-based learning. The essential question at the beginning is designed to spark inquiry-style thinking in students as they move through the text. You'll find a unit inquiry project at the end of each unit that asks students to present what they've learned using many different formats, including writing, video, and multimedia. It challenges students with open-ended questions and guides them to gather evidence from the text, synthesize a response, and present their conclusion to the class in a creative, engaging format. The field journal is a companion to the world history textbook. As you can see, the field journal is not a workbook. In it, we ask students to think about issues, form opinions, and provide reasons for those opinions. It is a place for students to record their thoughts and to help make sense of what they're reading. I just showed you a few examples of how world history focuses on student-centered learning through inquiry and storytelling. We'll see some additional details, but when we walk through a lesson, Let's look at how we empower students to see their own place in history. All students have the ability to achieve and acquire skills they can take into adulthood. The credo at National Geographic Learning wants students to think about the impact of their choices on themselves and others. Our goal is to help foster the development of empathy as they also explore their place in the world. Each unit starts with a video from one of our National Geographic explorers. This video shows the explorer in their work in the field, bringing the area and history alive to your students. Critical viewing questions regularly prompt students to interpret images. Now let's take a look at the on-location video with Nat Geo explorer Bill Parkinson.
We live in a world of cities. As of 2008, more than half of the people on the face of the planet, 7 billion people, live in cities. This is weird for humans. This is not what we're designed to do. We evolved to live in small groups, to move around a lot, and people are dirty. And the more people that you have living in the same place, the more waste you generate. My name is Bill Parkinson. I'm a curator at the Field Museum in Chicago. I'm an explorer for National Geographic, and I'm an archaeologist. Every little boy wanted to be like Indiana Jones, but most people grow out of it, right? I didn't. I study how small farming villages turned into big, complicated cities. I work at this astonishing cave site called Alepotripa in southern Greece. It's massive. And it was the center of one of these Neolithic communities for 3,000 years.
Now, I've talked about the first 2 points of our world history program. Lastly, let's talk about how world history provides accessible, rigorous content to engage and motivate students. Each unit contains a timeline. These timelines give students an overview of what they will be studying, as well as what was happening around the world at that time. Also in the unit introduction, students will see a map of the area they will be learning about. Our National Geographic maps pop to engage the students. The chapter introduction provides an entry point into the chapter, along with introductory activities and questions about the content. Student lessons are 2-page spreads with a balance of text and images that will not overwhelm students. Review and assess our quick formative assessment checks that teachers can use for easy assessment of student comprehension. Infographics give students an easy way to see the information presented in the lesson. Let's explore another type of specialized lesson. After learning about the Roman army, students will explore history through objects. This type of lesson allows students to carefully study artifacts that are connected to the Roman soldier. The first thing you might notice is that this lesson is vertical instead of horizontal. This was intentional. We wanted to share these artifacts with students and teachers in their totality. Now, there is always a lesson that precedes the Explorer lesson, which is what you see here. The point of this lesson will always be to provide background information for students before they get to the Explorer lesson. The National Geographic Explorer lessons are one of the special feature lessons. These are embedded throughout the program, with none or 1 or 2 located within each unit. Anytime you see one of these, there will be additional material, either additional still photos with captions, a video clip, or a small bio included for support. Patrick Punt, who you see here, is one of our featured explorers who is working on finding Hannibal's route through the Alps. Biographies are another example of special lessons embedded throughout the world history program. These take a closer look at important historical figures. You'll notice how this bio of Julius Caesar is almost like a Facebook profile in how it describes him. You see his education, his worst moment, his friends, etc. Each unit also contains document-based questions that are supported with intriguing visuals that have critical thinking questions tied to them for additional analysis. We don't want students to recite or memorize historical information. We want them to analyze, synthesize, and write. Each chapter has a chapter review, which includes review on topics such as the main idea, interpreting charts, analyzing sources, and writing about history. And this gives students the opportunity to practice their academic writing and to defend claims while showing what they have learned about events in world history. We continue to provide access to rigorous content through MyNG Connect's online features like our modified text option. This addresses our striving reader audience that may need a simpler text structure. Students can opt for a modified text that still includes all the vocabulary and content, but is written at 1 to 2 grade levels below the original version. And differentiated instruction suggestions are provided in each lesson for striving readers, inclusion, ELLs, gifted and talented, and pre-AP students. The chapter planner in MyNG Connect provides the teacher resources, assessment, and digital resources that will be used throughout the chapter. Any special features are shown and resources for each chapter section are shown in detail. Teacher resources include reading and note-taking, vocabulary practice, skills lessons, and formal assessments. Students' digital resources include the e-edition, handbooks, an online atlas, the field journal, and projects for inquiry-based learning. A similar instructional path is followed throughout world history. A typical lesson is laid out in a 2 to 4 page spread format. First, we plan by outlining the lesson objectives, critical thinking skills, and background for the teacher. Next, we introduce and engage students in the lesson. Then we teach the lesson through guided discussions and active options. And finally, we assess students through historical thinking. History is about questions, not answer. To study history is to learn how to inquire. To understand the past, we first need to question the past. We learn how to gather and sift evidence from the past in order to answer these questions through historical thinking. Now let's take a quick walkthrough so you can get a better feel for the program as a whole. We're going to be looking at Chapter 10, the Roman Republic. Each chapter is broken into sections and the vocabulary for each section is at the chapter opener. The series integrates literacy with content knowledge through support for reading, like you see here with embedded reading strategies. You will also find writing and critical thinking support embedded throughout the program. Next, we plan for the lesson by reviewing the lesson objectives, show what resources there are for teachers and students, background about the lesson for the teacher, and the essential question for that chapter. And finally, we teach the lesson through guided discussions. A lesson-based activity provides an option for students to interact with visuals or further process information. And active options allow you to extend the lesson. We explain how they work and what types of hands-on activities NGL offers. You have the option of exploring the activities as a class, putting them into group assignments, or even assigning them individually. Differentiation suggestions are included with each lesson for students that need additional support and those that need more of a challenge academically. The differentiation summary page gives suggestions for which lessons the strategies should be used with. How important is it for your students to encounter document-based questions? DBQs are found in each unit of world history and are based on actual historical maps and or documents. The activities and tests in world history offer a generous variety of opportunities for both formative and summative assessment in numerous modes. Each lesson in the student edition ends with review and assess questions that assess students' understanding of the lesson's content and their ability to analyze it. You can use this quick formative assessment to help students develop their critical thinking skills and to determine whether any concepts need to be reinforced or retaught. Guided discussion questions like those above provide additional material for classroom interaction. These questions can be discussed as a whole class, used for small group work, or assigned as homework. Projects at the end of each unit, a unit inquiry, which can be used as summative performance assessments, section quizzes and chapter tests offer on and below level formal assessment. These chapter tests are designed to cover the same content, but one is simpler in text complexity. And ExamView allows teachers to create their own tests using the test bank questions. MyNG Connect is your one-stop portal for online materials for world history. Student components include the interactive map tool, Explorer video clips, and an online field journal. Teacher components include the National Geographic Learning Framework, strategies for differentiation, and an online planner. Let's take a look at this video to learn more about MyNG Connect.
Inspire and engage students as only National Geographic Learning can. Let's take a look at myngconnect.com, our new online portal connecting students and educators to motivating and engaging content. MyNG Connect provides resources for a print digital classroom or an all-digital instructional environment. Resources can include a digital library, student e-editions, an interactive map tool, links to additional National Geographic resources, and lesson planning tools. With the online lesson planner, teachers have the opportunity to develop custom lesson plans and post announcements and assignments to their class, an individual student, or to a whole group of students. Interactive whiteboard activities in Promethean and Smart languages provide opportunities for interactivity. One other unique feature is Comprehension Coach. This tool provides students with a recording feature to help build comprehension skills. MyNG Connect also incorporates a powerful e-assessment tool. Electronically assess students and pinpoint their instructional needs by reviewing the highly detailed reports and graphs that MyNG Connect delivers. Use the global search feature that allows administrators to perform very specific searches for resources on MyNG Connect. New to MyNG Connect, core content presentations. These ready-to-go presentations include lesson plans and resources from the website and teachers' editions. Getting started couldn't be easier. We offer two options to get your teachers and students set up. Use our rostering wizard or export your information from your SIS system directly. We'll take it from there. National Geographic Learning connects students to the world and brings the world into your classroom through authentic, engaging digital resources. Join a voyage of discovery through MyNG Connect. Visit myngconnect.com to learn more and request a free demo.
Did we miss anything? Please reach out and let us know if you need more information. If you're looking for something we didn't mention today, we would love the opportunity to meet again so that we can fill in any missing pieces for you. Thank you for your time today. We look forward to partnering with you and help you bring world history into your classroom.